How's it going? My name is Ray. Today I'm going to be talking about Power Up and why I think Power Up is such a better album than Rock or Bust. Rock or Bust has sold more copies than Power Up, which is kind of odd because I figured that the promotion on this has been, really good. There's been 3 videos. The videos have gotten a lot of views and stuff. A lot of people have said a lot of positive things about this album. The only thing I don't get about specifically this album is that they recorded this album and the previous one, several of them, in Vancouver. Now, of course, Vancouver, Canada, that's way on the west coast of Canada, close to the States. Anyways, I just think it's kind of odd. It's another odd weird thing that, well, why are they, they're from Australia. You figured they'd be a little bit more patriotic or proud to be from Australia and that they would record the albums in Australia. The first the first several of the albums were. I can't remember specifically what other albums. That's something I got to dig into. I'll put a little thing in here. I'll put a little list on the side because I'm kind of curious how many of the albums were recorded in Australia. The last 2 were not recorded in Australia. They were recorded in Vancouver, Canada. And it's the exact studio that Bryan Adams owns, or part owner, or what the heck ever. Which is strange too, because you figure these guys got a lot of money, they would just build and make their own studio. They could afford it. Okay, so with Rock or Bust, a lot of people are thinking, oh geez, this is going to be, it's going to be probably the end of AC/DC because of the problems with Phil Rudd's legal problems, Axl Rose singing because of Brian's hearing, and he couldn't Johnson's hearing problems. Cliff Williams retiring, and of course it was the first album with Malcolm. It was the first album without Malcolm, and it was just a terrible time for AC/DC, I guess. There was a lot of bad things happening. But I think with Power Up, they spent a lot of time on it, and I think that's what made it such an awesome album. I'm guessing so. Usually you hear about when bands are rushed. Oh, we were rushed on that album. We were rushed. It's like, well, hey, that's one of your best damn albums. But in this case, they took their time, and then it shows throughout the songs. These are awesome songs. This isn't a review for Power Up. I already kind of did that in one of my other previous videos. Okay, you've seen my previous AC/DC video, AC/DC album sales. I was kind of off on something. Actually, Rock or Bust sold 2.8 million copies, and Power Up has sold 1.4 million copies. It's different all the time, but of course I was looking at the U.S. sales. So it was U.S. sales, it was 500,500,000. Anyways, slight correction there. But I just think that Power Up is just such a better album. Cheap wine! DC Power Up Tapestry that I got for Christmas. And of course, to include this correction of the album sales between Rock or Bust and Power Up. One of the other cool things that I got for Christmas is this AC/DC related item. At first quick glance, it looks like the Highway to Hell album. It is the Highway to Hell album, but it's not a record. It's kind of, when I was opening this, I felt it and I'm like, oh, it's an LP. Somebody got me a record. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, cool, it's a picture disc. So if it's an album, looks like a picture disc, I'll get a good picture of it. It's a jigsaw puzzle. It's a 450 piece, round, record shaped, Highway to Hell puzzle. So I thought that was really cool. That was kind of cool to me. And of course, I'm not even going to open this and bring up the pieces and do it. You can't play it, obviously. And yeah, I'm just going to keep this in the plastic. This is too cool to even mess with. It's just like a new AC/DC album. Well, new as in the plastic. And yeah, I'm not even going to do that. This is so awesome. One of my favorite gifts. The other gift that I got was this cool thing. At first glance, you're going to know exactly what it is. It's a sweatshirt. And I don't know how it's going to look on camera, but it's supposed to be red, white, and black. And this looks kind of orange. So it was kind of irritating when I got this. I was just like, where'd you get this? Because this is, it's supposed to be more red. I don't know if they messed up on the colors or not. They must have messed up on the colors wickedly. That's kind of annoying, but I'll be wearing this in the next video. It's a little hint right there. I thought that was